Hello and welcome. This is Derek Tafuma once again, and I'm doing a screencast using the desktop ScreenFlow application. Today, I want to talk about an application which I use from time to time when I do my teaching and explaining. It's called the Notability app, and it's also available on the Mac. So that's the Notability app on the Mac. It's just going to open in a minute. There it goes. Let me just make it bigger. There we go. There we go. So that's the Notability application on the Mac. And that's just one of the physics papers that I've imported into Notability. But I also have it here on the iPad. And I have about 79 notes on this one, and there are some unfiled notes and physics. Then I have chemistry, biology, mathematics. I'll just show you a little bit of the mathematics. So let's say this is C2 differentiation, and it's an A-level mathematics paper. On the side here, I can click to reveal the pages. So this one is about 40 pages, and I can scroll all the way up, and maybe I want page 6, so I just click on that. On page 6, the first page is that one, and then I can close that. I've got a choice of colors that I can use here for writing, so red, for example, and I can change the size of the font to bigger handwriting. Okay, but you don't really want it that big if you're going to be explaining something, otherwise you won't have space to include everything. What I like is the rubber there. All you do is click, and as long as you wrote without putting your pen down, it'll rub out whatever you click on. For example, this one will go straight away. And sometimes I do this. Sometimes if you do as if you are rubbing out the original text, it'll seem to have gone. There we go. Seems to have gone. But as soon as I let go, it all comes back. Okay, I can make the space bigger here. So I'm just going to sort out the size of the font to maybe that. I like to use that one, and a lot of red, but you can also use black. So let's just find dydx. Let's change that color because it's the same as. So let's choose, say, red. Okay, red is more visible. I can zoom in with 2 fingers, and you can scroll up and down with 2 fingers as well. If you use 1 finger, it just writes. I can get rid of that. That's a highlighter. So let's say I want to explain how to do this one here. I'm just highlighting. You can change the color for the highlighter to that. You can erase it. So I want to find dy dx. Let me use a blue highlighter. I want to find dy dx of this expression, of this equation. So y is 6x, and I'm going to change the minus 4 divided by x squared. I'm going to change it to x to the power minus 2, because 1 over x is the same as x to the power minus 1. Okay, so once I've done this, it's easier to find dy dx. And I'll change the color just so that it doesn't look crowded. So I'm using blue now, and we know that to differentiate this, it's as though there was a 1 here. So we multiply the 6 by the 1, and then x, and then the 1, we subtract 1 from there. So you're going to remain with x power 0, which is 1. And then you have a 6, so that's going to be 6. And then there's a minus, but the first thing you do is multiply the minus 2 and the minus 4. So that gives you a positive 8, because 2 minuses give you a positive, and that's x to the power minus 2. Then you subtract 1 from the minus 2, so you're going to end up with minus 3. So that becomes 6, because x to the power 0 is 1, plus 8 x to the power minus 3, because minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So that becomes 6 plus 8 x to the power minus 3, which you can express as 6 plus 8 over x cubed. So that's the answer. That is dy dx, or the first differential of 6x minus 4 to the power minus 4 divided by x squared for values of x which are not equal to 0. Now, why do they say for values of x that are not equal to 0? Because if you place a 0 here, then this function becomes undefined, because 4 divided by 0 is goes to infinity, or it's not defined. Okay, so that's how you use this application. And then you can scroll up and you can do the next question. Okay, page number 4, but there is part B to this, and I'm not going to do it now because the whole point was to demonstrate how to use the application. So say you have finished doing that and you want to get rid of all the annotations, so everything you've written, you can just click on that down arrow and then clear page, or you can delete, you can cut, you can add a page as well there, or you can just copy everything you've done there. So I'm just going to clear the page, okay, so that it's back to normal. If I do that, everything comes back with the back arrow. Okay, so let's clear that page, and then we go back, and there is physics, and you can choose on any physics question. And again, you can use your 2 fingers to zoom in and out, or to scroll up and down. Okay, the other thing you can do is to use the scissors and just cut a certain section, copy it, and then paste it somewhere else. Paste the image, and there it is. So I've just cut from there and then pasted it there. I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it. Okay, so that's the application Notability on the iPad Pro. It's also on the iPad, it's also on the iPhone, and it's also on the Mac. Now, they sync automatically. I think I should have shown you. So let me go back to that maths differentiation and see if I can do that. No, that's gone now. But I'm just going to scribble something. So scribble here. And then I want to show you what happens when you go to the Mac application. So I'm going to go to mathematics, and it was differentiation, which is this one. And if we just give it a few seconds, it's going to update automatically. Let's see, let's do that and then go back to it. There it is. Scribble here is now there, and you can actually write done. I'm just using the mouse, but I've also got there's a tablet thing that I have that I can use for writing that I connect to the Mac, so it's easier to write on it. And you've got the rubber there, you've got the highlighter, just like on the Mac, on the iPad. And there's a page which has been written on. I think this was an extra page that I added, okay, because I was explaining this to someone, so I was able to add this. Okay, I was able to add some pages just within, but I can remove the pages anytime I want. So there's a very simplistic way of syncing in between what you're doing on the iPad and what you're doing on the Mac. As you can see, done is now written on the iPad, and I'm just going to write something else here, and I'm just going to say thanks, and show you how it's just going to appear automatically on the mark. So it should appear in a minute, not even a minute. In a few seconds, it's going to show up, and I'm just waiting for it to show up as you're also waiting. So as it is now, I'm actually recording this using ScreenFlow, and there it is. Thanks has come up on the mark automatically, appeared because it's syncing as I'm working. If I had my phone connected as well, then I would have shown you, because I can connect to I can connect the iPhone and also the iPad as an input to the ScreenFlow application, desktop application, Mac application. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you on the Notability app. I think it's great for teachers. It's great for people who just want to explain things, okay, using either their iPad. And if you're a teacher, you can connect your iPad to the interactive whiteboard in your classroom and project what you're doing. You're solving problems. You can project that onto the whiteboard, and you can do that by either buying an adapter to connect to the whiteboard, or you can connect, if they have Apple TV, you can connect via the school Wi-Fi and be able to use mirroring and project the iPad onto the interactive whiteboard. Okay, so thank you for listening. If you'd like to help, if you'd like to ask any question or even to help, you can do that. On the side here for the mark, you can choose the colors you want. You can also choose the style. So there is a uniform and there is a variable. And you can use the size of the font, the width of the highlighter. So that's just the highlighter, but you also have the pages there. And when it comes to the pen, if you click on the pen, so the pen comes up, then you have pen width. And if you click on the highlighter, then you have highlighter width. But you can also click on text, which is probably one more thing. And let me show this one on the iPad. So if I click on text on the iPad, then if I just click inside here, let's see, text was to show up. Okay, let me show you on here. A text box appears and I can write, "Thank you for watching." So I'm just writing in there. Can make the font size bigger. That's a 12. I can make it 96. I can make it 48. I can change that to Georgia. I can, what else can I do? Change the color to maybe red. And can do all sorts of formatting there. And I think I can move this around like that. And it's going to appear on my iPad in a second. It's already on the iPad, but I'm still working on it on the Mac. Okay, let's make this smaller. The text box, let's make it smaller. And maybe the font itself, Command A, make it, that's 48, let's make it 36, so that it appears in full. As you can see, I've just been able to do that. Now if you wait on the iPad, that should shift to the bottom because it's just going to sync automatically. I think it takes about 10-15 seconds to do that. But as soon as you're done working on any of your gadgets, then it's going to appear. And you can do this on your phone as well. Okay, so I think yeah, that's all for now. If there are any specific questions, obviously I'm happy to answer them. The only thing I didn't show you is how you can import the document. So you can import documents, or you can just start a blank page. But you can also add, maybe I'll just show you that. Let me just show you how you can add a page. Okay, so if you click on the side where there's pages and then you click here, there is an option to add a page. So the page has been added, and you can change, if you click on that, you can change the paper, maybe to, you can change the color to that. You can change the style to that. You can change it to that. You can change it to just lines. Okay, but I'm just gonna go over something lighter, and that's it. You can scroll up and down, increase, and you can start writing. Start writing on the iPad, and it appears automatically. If I do that, it should be there. That's the page, and I'm waiting for it to change. As I have changed it on the iPad, it's going to change on the Mac. Wait for it. Maybe it's down here. No, it should be here. It should come up in a second. There we go. It's shown up. Always does. Okay, so it looks like it's changed the background of all of them, but I can always change it back. Okay, so thank you for watching. I've gone more than I wanted to, but I just felt there was one more thing I could just explain. Then I think I'll do another one just to show you how from, in fact, let's see, it's not difficult. Going into Safari, I'm going to look for GCSE past papers. I'm going to choose something with a PDF. Let's try this one. Past papers and mark schemes. Let's try biology. See if there's any papers. Let's do this one. So there's a paper. And then I just click on the sharing option, and Notability comes up. I click on that, and it goes straight on Notability. It asks me to import, and it's already saved it to mathematics. Wow. Okay, so that's been saved to mathematics, to biology. It's saved in mathematics, but I can always move it to where it really belongs. So there's the paper. It's been imported, and I can start working on it straight away. And as you can see on the Mac, the paper has just appeared as well. So there's a paper. It's appeared, and if I go down here, what number is this? 2. I go to number 2 and just wait for that to appear. On the C part, that little scribble has just appeared on the Mac. Isn't that brilliant? Okay, so I think it's great for teachers who want to stay up to date with technology, but still be able to help their students to explain questions, because I believe questions are more important than answers. I believe questions, showing students how to answer questions, will help them to do well in the exams, because it's the questions which they find very difficult to confront. No matter how good you teach them, they still need to be taught how to answer questions. And this is one of the ways, because soon after you've done this, you can place this on YouTube, you can place this on Facebook, and you can place it on any other distribution channel, and then your students can access it. Okay, so thank you for watching. This time I am done for now. I will see you in the next video. My name is Derek Tafuma of DerekTafuma.com.